Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great start to Wednesday. We had a good practice today. I thought you guys, came out, had really good energy, focus. Big situational day once again with 2-minute. Third downs, being able to work a little bit of a red zone work, and it's been a big point of emphasis, throughout the year, just to continue to improve. In those cash down or situations, third and fourth downs, and just continuing to help build the knowledge of situation and understanding of base expectations per concept. And I think guys are really working hard to correct the issues that have shown up, but also continue to work to play to the highest level possible, when we get those opportunities. But I thought today was a good day all in all, some good special teams work, and definitely excited about the rest of the week and as we continue to prepare. A few things personnel-wise. We're going to announce that Chubba Purdy is actually going to be out for the rest of the season. He had a situation that came up. He had surgery yesterday. Had some irritation and inflammation when it in regards to some hardware that for the collarbone. There was no issue with the actual bone itself. He's 100% in that regards. It was we just had to expedite the removal of the hardware, something that we had already had planned to do, but due to the irritation and some of the inflammation that came up, there after the game, you kind of force us to expedite that process. He's going to be great in all aspects. It's just one of those things that unfortunate timing of that got accelerated there in something that arose there after the game, and so Chubba will be out for the rest of the year, and then also wanted to announce that Miko Dotson is going to be out for the rest of the season. You've been working hard to try to get back. But just not looking like that's going to be able to happen before the season's end. I've had great talks with Miko. His plan is 100% to come back and to still continue to be a part of this team. A young man that's done so many things the right way, and just the mindset, the attitude, the approach. I hate it for him that he's been limited and kind of been dealing with injuries throughout the course of the year. But you definitely believe that he is a great corner, a guy that has big play potential, really played through a lot of, I'd say pain and issues just throughout the times that he was here, but you would think that he's got a chance to be one of the better corners in the ACC, once he gets back and healthy here for this next season. So we're excited about him being a part of the program, continuing to move forward, but unfortunately he won't be ready to play anymore here this year. So with that, we'll take questions.
First will be Irish O'Fell from Warcamp.
How has Jordan returned from his absence? And is there, with only 2 scholarships quarterbacks available, is there anybody else, like in an emergency case, you would even have that could take snaps at that position?
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan's doing well. Has been active throughout the week. So definitely excited about having him back throughout the course of the week. We've got a plan in all situations. That's one thing 2020 has taught us, that you have to be prepared for anything that can show up. It's unfortunate that some of the things have occurred, but at the end of the day, it provides new opportunities, and we definitely have a plan in all aspects.
Mike, assuming that there is going to be spring practice, like the time that normally would be spring, would Chubba be available for spring at that point? And then secondly, have you ever dealt with this many injuries in a season before as a coach?
No, first off, to answer the first question, Chubba absolutely will be ready to go. This is, like I said, this was we had a plan and understood that the process of removing the hardware was going to take place. Due to the some of the inflammation and the irritation around that hardware. We had to just we had to expedite that, but you absolutely he'll be ready to go. Just unfortunately that timeline is just not quick enough to get him back before the season's over with. But have no concerns about anything here moving forward, and you'll definitely have him for spring whenever that spring practice begins. And no, I've never dealt with this many injuries in a year. Sorry.
We'll go back to Iowa.
On that topic, is the team at a point now where they just kind of roll with stuff like this when it comes up, since you guys have had so many things to deal with?
Yeah, it's definitely been a unique year in all aspects, and I commend our guys for their mindset, their approach. It sucks. I mean, this would be real. That's the best way I can phrase some of the things that have shown up. But in all reality, it's about our response to it, and you can. I hate it for anybody that's been injured or had to miss time or opportunities. A lot of things that are really outside of our control, just some freak things that have occurred. And but on the flip side of it, we come out and we go to work with every person that's stepping on that field with a mindset and an approach to get better, to improve in all areas. And that's the thing that I am pleased with. Like even today, our energy, our focus, the details of what guys are working to apply. I mean, I've seen some guys have their best week of practice, that maybe haven't even contributed out there on the field for whatever reason, but they're just continuing to push. They're continuing to grind away at that improvement, and you're going to see guys that might not have shown up as much earlier in the season that I think are going to be able to finish extremely strong and help this football team. And so that's what we're here to do. All the circumstances and different situations that have arose. I mean, it just provides opportunity to show that response. And I like what I'm seeing from this team, and we're just going to continue to work away at it.
Next will be Antoine Staley from Tallahassee Democrat.
I know you touched on this a little bit yesterday, but just talk about the improvements that you've seen in the run defense, because you're playing a Clemson team that has one of the better running backs in the country this week.
I mean, it's going to be a great challenge, but I think our guys are definitely improving, and even the negative plays of what we've seen are these last few weeks are things that are very correctable, whether it's a fundamental in tackling, making sure that that we're winning our gaps when we're there, and just making sure that that we're relentlessly pursuing the ball in all situations. And I think our guys are definitely gaining in their confidence in what we're doing when it comes to our fits, and just the accountability in regards to that. But we're getting better, and so you see some guys. I know I mentioned it yesterday. I really like some of the strides I'm seeing from our defensive front. Robert Cooper, Dennis Briggs, Fabian Levitt, True Thompson, they're that interior core, guys. I mean, they're pushing hard, and some guys are being, thrust into more action. I know Jarrett Jackson has an opportunity to be able to impact us, make an impact for us with just recently getting his eligibility. So we're excited about seeing some of the steps he's taken, and then with the end position and working all the way back. I mean, guys are really investing to get that cleaned up, and we're seeing some steps in the right direction.
We'll go back to Brendan. How's Hamsa feeling after his first full game of the season, or his first game of the season? And then kind of going off that too, Mike, what's it say about Hamsa that he stayed engaged to get to this point? I mean, with 4 games left in the season, he comes back and plays for you guys.
Just an incredible young man. And, he's a competitor, and that's what I love. I mean, I love being around competitors and guys that, just are willing to work, willing to invest for what they want to achieve, and to make a positive impact. We had him on a rep count last week. I wanted to be smart with him, and he was able to. I think he played 23 to 25 snaps in the game, and wanted to see how he was going to respond there after the game, and he came out of it feeling better better than than what he felt coming in. And, as he's continuing to work, had another good week of practice. So we're excited about, seeing, we'll probably raise that number up just a little bit depending on, where that is. But, we want him to continue to grow in the confidence with every rep that he takes. But, he is a special young man, and he definitely provides a great spark for our team. I love being around him. He is an inspiration to everybody within our program, coaches, players, everybody involved. So it's fun coaching that one.
Coach, personnel-wise, can you maybe give us any insight? Do you expect Bernardo Green and Akeem Dent to be available Saturday?
Yeah, Akeem got some good work in here this week. He was close last week. There's just some things that he felt limited. He was a kind of a game time decision, there at NC State. But so I'm fully expecting him to be able to go and contribute. Renardo as well is extremely close. Has gotten some work. We'll see how that plays out here these next couple of days. But I think trending in the right direction. Just nothing of certainty yet.
I was curious, the transfer portal has changed things for everybody the last couple of years in terms of deciding how many players you take from that route versus how many you can bring in as freshmen. And how do you determine what numbers make sense for you? And then also, do you think the NCAA could possibly do anything? It seems like there's going to be a lot more traffic this year on the portal, and teams might be losing a lot of, do you think there's going to be a relief there in terms of how many players teams can bring in?
We in all the information that I've heard or the possibilities, and obviously nothing's finalized, but I don't see a whole lot of relief in a sense. But there's going to be a lot of options, and there's already been each week. Every day you see new names that are popping in for a variety of reasons, and for us, I'm excited about. The group that we have anticipating to come in here for this next year, and there's some definitely going to be some spots where we look to get maybe a little bit more experience, or maybe some positions where we need to address the depth issues, or being able to where we're missing out on a class of I guess with a year of trying to be able to go in and maybe get a little older player to kind of fill that in some aspects, but it's going to be a process that we're going to work through, and it's definitely the first time in college football that this is going to be a possibility with as many new faces that could come into the program. But on the flip side, for us, it's all about finding the right fit. And if we can identify guys that can come in and help impact our program immediately, that fit the mindset and the foundation of what we're building here moving forward, then we'll definitely explore all those options. But really excited about the group that we have that we're anticipating to come in, and we'll definitely have some key additions to that.
Coach, how sort of fluid are your practice plans? Do you enter every single day wanting to get X amount of periods in, and how often are you having to cut practice short or extend practice because you want to see something that you haven't seen in the lead up?
Yeah, we have some mix of it, but we're pretty structured in what we do. Not saying we don't ever adapt and adjust to personnel. That's something that's had to show up, especially this year, just with being limited in numbers at some positions. But we have a plan of. What we need to get done, and we make sure that we're able to check off those boxes before we leave the field, regardless of what that looks like, in the timing and structure of it. So, but we don't. There's not been major adjustments that have had to been made, but we definitely have had to adapt a little bit throughout this year.
How far has Tate come since maybe the Jacksonville State game or even the Miami game in terms of? I know he had the interception the other night, but it looked like there's a little more comfort in he had a really nice scramble right before that. What have you seen from him over the last couple of months?
Yeah, he's growing up. It's been fun to watch his development. I think he's got a great skill set. Definitely a very intelligent young man. He's one that literally every play that he takes is, he's somebody that absorbs the information, is able to understand the correction or the positive things that he's done, and truly builds upon it. And it's great hearing him talk in meetings, kind of seeing how how he comprehends things, what he sees on the field, and then being able to grow in that. I think when you look at our football team, not just Tate, we're a team that is in need of continued physical development, and they really got it. We took a big hit. You look at all the numbers of what we were able to do there in the first couple months that we were here, and all the gains, and then you have COVID and the quarantine hit. It did kind of set us back a little bit there on our progression. But a guy like Tate, I mean, you look at a lot of the players that we have as we continue to get bigger, stronger, faster in all regards. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch these guys develop from that aspect of it. And I think he's going to be somebody that's going to truly flourish as each of his opportunities expand, and as he continues to grow up.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.